And what it do, family? The Concise King here. Welcome back, y'all, to yet another Apex Legends video. Not keeping it short, sweet, and concise in today's video whatsoever. Today's video might even come out to be a little lengthy, as I have 14, guys, 14 things that you need to know, tips, if you will, to help you navigate Season 9. Now, I wanted this video to drop literally the day right after Season 9 came out, but with such a rocky, and I mean rocky and rough launch, as it's just kind of beginning worse through season and season, we were not able to play any of the legends outside of the base legends. Most of us didn't have access to any of our Apex coins to purchase Valk. Some of us were able to purchase Valk but could not play Valk. There was just a lot that really stopped us from having a good time. But nonetheless, I am back here with today's video. We're going to be going through a skew of things, guys. We're going to be talking new mode arenas, new legend Valk, just a swift rundown, as I do want to do a extended tips and tricks and even a guide on Valk myself, get more into her. We're going to be talking map changes from Olympus all the way down to the new arena mode custom maps. Yes, custom maps. And lastly, newly implemented starter kits, guys. Just a lot that we're going to be going through. I won't be able to touch on the new weapons, eliminated hop-ups, and other legend changes specifically. I'll save those videos for another day. So I do hope you guys do enjoy this video, and if you do, consider leaving a like for my like goal of 20 likes. Subscribe to the channel, check out the channel, as we do weekly Apex Legends coin giveaways of 2,000 coins and 2 winners. We also have a weekly 1v1 tournament coming up on Saturdays, and me, my stream, my channel would love to have you guys in, so do not hesitate to stop by. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tapping in to 14 things that you need to know in Season 9.
I can feel the world get farther. Every year the stars get.
Alright, and first topic up, we have arenas mode, guys. Now, be in mind, the purpose of this video is for us to dissect these changes here in the Apex Legends arena each season that they have. Sometimes it's the smallest of quality of life changes that we need to know that's going to help build us in our decision making and our intuition for playing and navigating these maps. Let's start with the backstory of arenas mode, which is basically a 3v3 elimination based game, right? Started as a limited time mode from Apex Legends devs perspective, where they played many playtests and experiments on it, I mean for seasons now, to the point where they did want to release it, but they decided that after having all these good playtests that it was going to be a permanent mode. And the reason that it took so long is that they wanted to make sure that these legends balanced out, crossing over from Battle Royale all the way to a 3v3 in entirely different mode. We'll get back to why it really took so long for it to come out, but first let's just start with how to play. Like I said, it is an elimination based game, so it's either the last squad to survive, or in this particular case, it's the first team to reach 3. However, you must also win by 2. Now, these rounds can go back and forth, all the way up into a sudden death round, which is round 9. Now, of course, it's elimination based. You can kill the squad yourself, you can be the last one to survive, but you also need to know, to that scripted factor I was talking about earlier, there is still a ring here in the arenas mode, so it's still bringing over that Battle Royale feel where there is still high stakes and you can't really just chill it out. Now, the buy stage is kind of a Valorant inspired kind of buy phase. I haven't played Valorant, guys. That's all I know. Okay, that's all I heard. Everyone's just talking about Valorant when they heard of this buy stage. This buy stage is a phase in the game where you get to loot up with your squad, map out your game plan, and also in this buy stage, guys, it's really important to spend your crafting materials wisely. You have about 750 that I believe the game gifts you with, so you can purchase gear from weapons to meds to attachments. And I think right now what we need to learn, since we are so new to the arenas mode, is being able to find our loadout, being able to find our go-to items that we know we are going to need. Now let's get to the things that you need to know for the arenas mode. Let's start with number 1. Health is wealth. Speaking of trying to get used to the game, trying to settle into the game, you start the round with 2 cells, 2 syringes, which may not be enough to get you through all of the rounds. So it's important to know that supply bins are still present in this game mode, guys. And in those supply bins, thank you to the Apex devs, comes 2 bats, Phoenix kits, and a med kit. You are definitely, and I mean definitely, want to hit those supply bins. And if you don't want to take it from me, why don't you take it from Apex dev Daniel Klein?
And people are going to learn this very quickly, but that supply bin with the meds in it, that is crucial to arenas, because meds are very expensive. I think correctly so, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you don't buy meds, you start what, with 2 cells and 2 syringes, right?
That's
right.
It. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. So that's not enough. So we've seen a lot of people, particularly better people immediately make a beeline for the supply bins.
And I mean, there you have it, folks. Now, number two, next to the supply bins being present, the next thing you need to know are material canisters are still present, so you can collect those throughout each round to get you and your squad some more crafting materials, because as you may or may not know, at least by now, meds are pretty expensive to buy in the buy phase of the arenas mode. Number three, care packages are still present in this mode. I'm telling you guys about all the things that are still present, but it's important that you know that, because during the buy phase, you can actually see what is going to be dropping down in the care package, so you and your squad can effectively make up a plan, maybe trying to get one of you guys out there to hit that drop. And it doesn't stop there, guys. When you get to the sudden death round, if you guys ever make it there, it is said that each member on your squad gets a level 5 red shield. Not only that, but legendary loot drops into that round of a care package. How cool is that? Now, tip number 4, now we are getting into why it took them so long to kind of come out with this arenas mode. You guys need to know that some legends are more powerful than others while playing in the arenas mode 3v3 versus battle royale. This is why the devs took so long launching this mode. They needed to make sure that certain legends and their abilities and the meta balanced out successfully while crossing over to arenas mode 3v3. For instance, in this mode where fights are so controlled, they're so focused, it's objective based. You can imagine loads of teams having a desire for Bloodhound, so you can imagine the consistency of scans disrupting this 3v3 competitiveness, not even making the fight such a strong challenge, I would say. Now, along with this tip, Apex devs are exploring the possibility, I believe this is in the game right now, of tactical purchases from the crafting, even going so far as to exploring quantity tactical. It may be allowing you to purchase a specific number of tacticals and not just have your tactical for how we would in battle royale. I think this is a way, and I think they see this as a way to help put a price on how players individually will approach their fights. You know, if you're not on the same path and the same gameplay as your team, you know, it's kind of limiting the players, knowing that maybe they won't be able to serve their team well if every single scenario they deem it fit to use their tactical. So this is the idea of working smarter and not harder. I kind of dig this, and we'll see how this plays out. And lastly, from legends being able to change from battle royale to arenas mode, a fine example of that is Valk. Daniel Klein said Valk had to be made shorter. Her skyward dive in battle royale, it takes 5 seconds to reach the top, while in arena mode 3v3 it takes just 2.5 seconds, or else she'd fly off the map. Wow. I mean, arenas mode was probably the biggest of information I had to give you guys in there. It's really about learning your loadout, learning the legends, and learning Season 9 Legacy itself. Speaking of Season 9 Legacy, she is here to take everything she deserves. Let's talk Valkyrie, baby. Valkyrie, I mean, where to begin? Let me just start with some words to describe my girl Valkyrie here. High flying, strong, mobility, repositioning, lifesaver. Did I say strong? Jetpack. Now, since I am planning to do a Valkyrie guide, we're just going to do a brief rundown of things to know. Number one, first is her jetpack. She has a few passives where she's able to fly freely in the arena. Good for repositioning, scouting, getting an area view of rotating fights, putting some damage down on your enemies before you literally drop in on them. Note that it is loud, and it does not allow you to shoot while you are flying. So Valkyrie's going to take some experience in playing with. It's going to take some decision making, and I mean really right decision making. You don't want to be literally a flying target. And if we can continue on picking up with number 6, things that you need to know, Viper from Titanfall 2 is her dad, and to his jet fighter Titan helmet lore in the Apex arena, this gives Valk a jet fighter like skin, where only upon launching from a dropship or a balloon you are able to see targets highlighted for not only her, but for her and her team as well. Guys, this is a sweet passive for her, almost like very scout worthy. Now let's move on to our tactical, which is Rocket Swarm. A lot of people thought this was going to be super overpowered. I did not see it to be. I think it's something that's going to be able to stop rotations, and along the way it's going to stagger your enemies. It's like a much smaller Gibraltar ult, okay? And like any other damage dueling tactical, you have to continue to create that opportunity of landing your shots on your enemies after launching those projectiles. So I think it's just really beautiful for rotations, drawing out your enemies from that cover, and just trying to get that upper hand and that advantage. And last but not least, her ultimate, which is Skyward Dive. This brings the biggest clutch factor in any legend, I think, right now. And they just keep bringing it on. I mean, they did it with Horizon with the no fall damage. We didn't know how great that was going to be. Now we have here a Skyward Dive, which to me is like a mobile jump tower. That's exactly who Valkyrie is, of a legend, okay? Her ultimate, with the help of her jump pad, it bolsters up her and her team into the sky for a total of 5 seconds, launching them at the top into a direction of their choice. Absolutely beautiful, for getting the heck out of dodge. Or maybe you want to get in dodge and then get out of dodge. Okay, that didn't make sense. Y'all dropping in on the enemy team and then killing them and then leaving, flying out. You guys get it. So think smartly abandoning your fights. Make plans to drop in and then fly out. There's loads of opportunity, and I can't wait to see all the Val content to come from season 9. Now we're moving on to map changes, ladies and gentlemen. First things first, if you guys have not been able to notice, with the new arenas mode came 2 new custom maps. Right now, the 2 that are these custom maps are Mirage Voyage Party Crasher, which I really love, and Old Phase Runner. For these maps, when pulling the geo of the Battle Royale map, so the Olympus, King's King, is World Edge, the idea was to add more cover, especially for some of those open maps, King's King, Olympus. As we can see, they kind of did with both pulling from Oasis and the Party Crasher perspective of Olympus, opening it up more, pushing more things out to the side so there's more room to have those engagements, more pacing breaks, they say, from spawn to the first engagement. So it's a lot of changes that's gone into the custom arena of Battle Royale, and I think how we should be able to navigate these maps is Respawn pulled a lot of data from the Battle Royale games that we played that resulted in positive feedback of just 2 perspectives, and I'll let lead level designer Dave Osei put it for you guys.
Makes it divide us, and the big thing we wanted to take was the kind of feedback loop, or positive feedback loop we have in BR that we really love, where, you know, two teams see each other from afar. They either can start poking each other into one cracks and push, or find another way of, you know, coming in sneaky and seeing how they can ambush them.
Now here's what you should know. Let's continue on with number 7. In 3v3 arenas, there will only and mainly be 2 POIs, which are points of interest. One on the left, one on the right, that you and your team may choose, and what kind of attack and engagement that you guys may want. Take notice of these POIs, guys. Literally, just take notice. See how many times you go there, and you'll see how the fight maybe is going to come to you of each round. And if you stay there long enough, if you get weak and flesh long enough, this could very well be the ending location for you and your squad here in the arenas mode. And now number 8, lastly, for the arena mode map changes, it is important to know that arena mode will launch with 2 custom maps, right? The ones I told you guys before, but with 3 additional Battle Royale locations that are going to be rotating in and out every week. So we're going to have those 2 custom map rotations that change, and then the 3 additional Battle Royale locations that are going to be rotating out every week. So it's King's King Artillery, World's Edge Thermal Station, and Olympus Golden Gardens. Now on to these Olympus map changes. My baby Olympus, a lot of people hate it, but I love it, has been out for 2 seasons now. Lots of data collected, and now that we know what POIs are, they set out to add multiple of these to Infected Olympus, more points of interest. Now the things you need to know, continuing with number 9, a rogue ship comes in on Olympus from outer space. It borders the hell out of Olympus, and with this crash came dead scientist corpse, of which you can search their bodies, those dead corpse, for key cards that unlock the front bridge of the ship, giving you access to high tier loot, that loot vault that's actually in there. Now number 10, this was really interesting for me to know. This crash does border and dock between the zones of Bonsai Plaza, Orbital Cannon, and Solar Ray. Now as devs have come to find out that these zones in particular are usually the dead spots, well, not usually dead spots, but they didn't really see so much or a lot of gameplay. With these new POIs, their response said that we can expect more drops towards both Orbital Cannon and Solar Ray. And now number 11, talking about those zones from number 10, smaller but important change here is because of this new POI, because of this new animation, this new Effective Olympus that we have right there in that zone, we lose the Trident in that area, if you guys know. The one that lived in that small house up on the hill between both Bonsai and Orbital Cannon. Number 12, some of the taller balloons. This is a small change, but a huge change, because I thought I wasn't tripping. So apparently there has been complaints of some of the jump towers, which I kind of felt, being a bit taller than others, where it just took it felt like it took you a longer time to get to the top of one than you may have done another one. So some of the taller balloons have been lowered down slightly to balance out the rest on the map, just so you guys know. I know it's not the biggest tip, but it is an important tip. That's actually all we have for the map changes here on Olympus and both the custom map changes on the arenas mode. Now we're moving to our last and final topic. Starter kits. Starter kits. Starter kits have been something that the devs have been working on for a while now. I want to say it was season 6, it could have been season 5, where we first got introduced to Armor Overhaul, where we were initially landing with an Evo shield where we had the possibility of leveling it up. I think even back then in my video, even back then there where I was going through the season 6 patch notes and changes, I was saying I think the devs, I think Respawn is just trying to make the game, you know, not easier to play, but more leveled, you know, for the casual players, for the players who are not always able to play. How can they have a fair chance when landing, when playing against such tier players or players who just have a bit more time on their hands to grind out on Apex? So we move on and we start with number 13. The thing that you need to know, you will be starting every game in every mode with a level 1 Evo shield. This is called the starter kits. A level 1 Evo shield, a helmet, and a knockdown shield. These are all level 1. And along with these comes 2 shield cells and syringes, I believe. This will be both in Battle Royale and arenas, unless you do level up your armor there in arenas. But specifically, I know this will be in Battle Royale. Actually, I think this is going to be effective on all the modes of Apex Legends, from ranks to duos to arenas. There is going to be a permanent starter kit. Moving on to last but not least, number 14. Respawn will be removing level 1 helmets and knockdown shields from the loot pool entirely. They're getting to a point, these changes, they're getting to a point where they're always working on the future seasons. They're always working on the future seasons. So now it's about taking up the data of the ammo, of the attachments, of what is in the loot pool that most players are not compelled towards. What's not compelling enough? What don't we need? What is the weapon that is least used? That attachment, that hop up. I mean, I don't know what made them think that the quick draw hop up was like still something to be feared, but that's still in the game. They're working on multiple seasons ahead. So moving forward, they're just trying to weed out the good loot from the not so exciting loot, taking looks at attachments, that ammo. Hopefully this will give them some kind of perspective. They're going to be most likely stepping into the territory of upgrading these guns, looking at these guns, maybe even vaulting some of them in those attachments as well as we continue to progress here in the Apex Legends arena. Peeps, that's all I got for today's video. 14 things that you need to know. You can call this the dev stream part 2. If you were not able to tune in, I concised it down for you. Well, there we go. We concised some information down for you guys. And I hope you guys just really take a second. Next time you get in a Battle Royale game, you get in an arenas game, just take a second. You don't have to move. Just take a second and breathe the air. Look around you. Make a plan for yourself. Just take it all in, because with these new seasons comes major changes that might even affect how we play, and it's going to take us some time to get into it. But nonetheless, guys, that's all I got. I hope these tips helped you today. If you guys enjoyed the video, please do not hesitate to drop a like for my like goal of 20 likes. I appreciate you guys so much. Check out the channel, maybe even subscribe to the channel. Don't forget my weekly Apex Legends coin giveaway and my weekly 1v1 tournaments starting this Saturday, guys. Once again, it's TheeConciseKing. Thank y'all for tapping in. Thank y'all for tuning in. I will see you guys in the next Apex Legends video and the next Apex Legends live stream, and of course, always in the Apex Legends arena. Peace.
I can feel the world getting farther. Every year the stars get darker.